Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Pastor's Ponderings. As I've been thinking about this month and about the sermon from yesterday, I kind of wanted to just talk about pride a little bit more. It's such a dangerous poison that we that we shouldn't mess with. The Solomon writes that the pride comes before the fall, and a haughty spirit comes before disaster. The warning that he gives us there is going back to what the foundation of wisdom is. Right at the beginning of Solomon's writings, he talks about wisdom, and you know the story of Solomon and how he got his wisdom from God. He is definitely a source on wisdom that we should study. Uh, but his main concept on wisdom is that the foundation of it is what he calls the fear of God. Right. Other philosophers talk about it as humility, or possibly a curious spirit. Right. Uh, but essentially, what all of them are trying to get at in their own way is recognizing that you don't know everything. And that's a real challenge for us, especially especially for men, right? We want to be right. It's important that we're right. Um, and yet that's really not how our nature goes. In fact, when we're little children, we don't know anything. We rely on our parents and our peers, or not our parents, and those who help us grow, to teach us the world, to give us the answers that we don't know. And the more curious we are, the faster we grow. As we get older, that doesn't really change. Yes, we know more about the world. Our experiences and the way in which we've grown have shaped us into a new form. But at the same point, we still have a lot to learn. In fact, I would argue that we never really truly stop learning. And so the problem with the pride that we have within ourselves, is that at some point we feel as though we've figured it out, or we've gotten to a point where we're content, and that we don't need to grow, or in some of the worst cases, that we're better than everyone else. Solomon points out the problem with pride uh, as a disaster. How can it be so disastrous? Well, when you have a false image of yourself, feeling like you know everything or that you're the best, yeah, the fall is going to hurt a lot more when you fail. But when we go into it with humility and recognize that we need to grow, well, then we'll continue to grow. That humility is an important piece of this. And when we talk about faith, that is true as well. When we have so much pride in ourselves, whether it be in our good works or in some characteristic of ourselves, or so prideful in our identity in some way, shape, or form, that we reject God, or that we feel like we don't need him, it leads to our eternal downfall as well. Pride is a very dangerous thing. It's one of the reasons why it's considered one of the deadliest sins. We do not we need to be careful that we don't become so prideful that we think that we have all the answers, or that we can't learn or can't grow. To stay humble, that is the foundation of wisdom. The fear of the Lord, trusting in him and knowing that he is the king of the universe, we're not, is the foundation of a wise faith. As you grow as disciples in Christ, I pray that that humility be the foundation of all your relationships, of your interactions in life and your growth. May that always be the center point. God's blessings to you all. Take care.